Hello everyone, and thank you so much for joining me for the full moon eclipse reading for November of 2022. My name is vickieverlie, and you can find me at vickieverlie.com or Rock and Roll Prophetess on YouTube. Don't be fooled by imposters. The eclipse is taking place November 8th, 2022, 6:02 a.m. Eastern. Times will vary. It is a lunar eclipse, a full moon eclipse. So it's always the opposite. So we had the new moon eclipse over here on the 26th of October and in Scorpio, and now we're having the other half of it in the full moon eclipse again on November 8th. The full moon eclipses tend to be the ones where something could be eclipsed out of your life. It tends to be the case. You know, when everybody's heard that expression, oh, the eclipse is going to eclipse something out of your life. Well, most of the time it's going to probably be these full moon eclipses, these lunar eclipses. And it's something that's really come to fruition. It's something that's come to fruition that, you know, it's you may have enlightenment about it. You may have awareness about it. You may be releasing something. If you really want to release something, this is a very powerful time to start that process, of releasing. It's interesting because, of course, the nodes, the moon, the solar eclipse, the new moon eclipse, and then the full moon eclipse are tied to the nodes, okay, all the time. And even though this is the full moon, it's with the north node, which represents going forward. It's with the Uranus, which represents going forward. New beginnings, space age. You know, I think, honestly, what comes to mind first is that people could be really having, you know, awareness of their multidimensionality with Aquarius, the Uranian Aquarius energy being, I mean, it's exactly just about, not down to the minute, but we got 16 degrees, 16 degrees. It's the Uranus is the closest thing to this eclipse energy. So that Uranus is just blow your mind, break you wide open. Things that are happening, if things come to a culmination that are not of your liking or not what you may have chosen for yourself, for instance, you know, you must know that this is for your highest good. This is for the universe, breaking you out of these old paradigms in order for you to go forward into the future, into our true soul's calling as a collective, you know, with the node. I do offer those readings if you want to look into your individual true soul's calling and soul's journey and past lives. I offer those readings, and we talk a lot about this on a personal level. But I deal with this a lot. You know, this is one of my jams here, the nodal energy. It's one of my things that I talk about a lot in these readings, and I work with a lot. Let's just put it that way. So, you know, this is our true soul's calling, supercharged with this Uranus, you know, as the collective here, and the full moon eclipse. So we're really being shown. And sometimes how we're being shown by the universe may be more in a way of something's taken away or it's gone. You know, you may not have a whole lot of say-so in it. You know, it just may be all of a sudden different. It's making aspects to a lot of these big players too, particularly Saturn. You know, Saturn's in the square here with the nodes. This has been an ongoing thing for quite a while. Saturn's been squaring the nodes here off and on. And then with the Saturn energy, the Saturn will push. The Saturn is kind of the lord of the karma. And if you're off your path, if you're off on a parallel timeline or alternative path from your true soul's north's calling, you know, Saturn will come in and give you a little push. Saturn can be a little bit strict or rough, or, you know, more brass tacks is the words is it brass tacks or brass tactics, whatever. But that's what the guides are coming through with. But a little more serious, a little bit more. Hey, look, you can't play with this. We're done playing. Now it's time to get serious. Now it's time to get on to business. Now it's time to align with our soul's calling. And the eclipses help. All these big events like the ingresses and the eclipses and these big, when, you know, like I did the video on the Pluto moving into Aquarius next year, when these big pivotal moments happen, it's a wake-up call from the universe. And it's a wake-up call, you could look at it this way, as a Saturn pushing you, but it's also like opportunities. There's always going to be opportunities, especially with the Uranus, you know, this unpredictable opportunities, strange and so-called coincidences, you know, synchronicities, these little sparkles, as I like to call them. So that got the sun here too. It's always part of it, opposing the sun, and the sun is on the Mercury, the south node, and still traveling with Venus. Remember, it was that Venus when we started this cycle. the new moon eclipse in Scorpio, Venus was joined with it, and they're still traveling fairly close together. But now Mercury is really closing in and bringing in this south node. This could absolutely, again, with the Mercury, the south node, this could be bringing back people from the past. You may hear from people from the past. You may see them on social media, or they may, all of a sudden message you or run in, or somebody could mention them and you end up, having a memory or even a conversation or a message with them. It's about how far you've come is what I'm getting right now here in the moment. This is because the Scorpio energy is always the death. It's the death and rebirth. It's the leaving behind of the death. And it's just like, look how much you've changed. I think some of these people are going to be markers in your life. Like, oh, when I used to, look how far I've come since I used to hang out with those people or that person, or, I've just come so far. And for many of you, it may be a love thing. It may be a love thing. With the Scorpio, the guys are coming through, so I'm just going to let it rip. They're saying it might have been the best sex you ever had in your life. So for some people out there, it could be the best sex you ever had in your life with that Venus and Scorpio. But here's the thing. Sometimes those, mad love, those crazy sexual things that we have, a lot of times they're not really always the best suited for long-term relationships. I mean, often they're not, because it's so, erratic, or it sparks so much, whatever the case may be. Those are not always the best ones for our long-term relationship. But in some cases they will be. Maybe you'll be madly in love forever. I wish you the best. It's going to be different for everybody. Another thing that's going on with this Venus is it's trine Neptune. So we could definitely, and then Jupiter's gone back into here too. So, but this trine to Neptune, and then it's also sextiling here. So we've got this 22 to the 20 here. So, this is this rose-colored glasses. You may think, oh, it wasn't that bad. I remember this, or, I remember the sex was good, or I remember this was good, or I remember this and that. And you might, gloss over. Neptune can help you gloss over some of the other stuff that maybe wasn't so great. But, it's all karmic. So maybe on some level you need to revisit it. Maybe it's something you still have to purge within yourself. Highly likely. This Jupiter-Neptune thing here, so this is coming in, it's in a loose conjunction. Jupiter's gone back into Pisces, but boy, did I feel that. Wow, did I feel that. It was just, I didn't even realize, I knew it was coming, but I don't watch the aspects as much as I should, I guess. I don't even watch my own chart. I'll be reading somebody else, I'm like, hey, I've got that coming up too. It's like, wow, I've got that transit coming up. So thank you for all you people that are close to my age or have similar charts to me. So you remind me of things in my own chart that's coming up. But I felt this. Wow, did I feel this? It was so heavy. I was just zonked. I was just so tired, and I just wanted to sleep all day, and I was just like I could barely move. It just, it was a marked difference in energy. I just thought maybe I caught a bug or something, but it wasn't. I wasn't sick. It was this. It was this heavy energy of this Jupiter, and I found it even a little bit depressing. It was just kind of this heavy. It was heavy, and it's coming back with this Neptune energy. I think we get a little distance between it, and we really don't notice how how much it affected us, because it was in Aries for a while, maybe 6 months or something. I forget, a few months anyway. But going that back in, and I think maybe because it's trining all the Scorpio stuff too, it's just like really activating. And it's going to just show you the things that still have to be purged. After all, Pisces and Neptune is the ruler of the 12th house. This is always karmically things that we're finishing up. So there's things that we still have to finish up. And this is going to help you to find it. The way they're showing it to me, they're showing me like a body, a human body, and then like these little spots in there, like just energy blockages, like little dots. Can I draw on this? No, I guess I cannot. I got a different tablet now. I've got a better tablet for the help the video looks better. It seems through the viewfinder, it seems to look quite a bit brighter and better, so it's cool. But anyways, yeah. You may find these things that you can purge, and I'm seeing like a human body. They're saying a human vessel, and there's this like these dots of energy, yucky stuff that still hasn't been removed from the system here. And this could maybe make you aware of that, or even maybe just, you know, rest your body and allow it to do its thing, because the body will heal itself. Our natural state is to realign with our highest state of being on all fronts, you know, spiritually, emotionally, physically. But we get so far out of whack. We just all get really out of whack. So these eclipses with the notes, it's like snap back into place. Hey, snap out of it. Remember, you're a multi-dimensional being here on a soul mission. Hello, wake up. Yeah, and so, you know, the Saturn is trining the Mars is squaring the Neptune. This is such a push me, pull you, you know. Mars is active, Gemini is active. And then here we have all this heavy Neptune energy. I can't get off the couch. And, you know, this could lead to anxiety, like this internalized, like, I want to go, go, go. And the body doesn't want to go. It's not cooperating. Or maybe you just need to rest. You know, I think we live in a society of we just want to go, go, go. It's just, it's so prevalent now. It's just go, go, go. Let's get everything done. Look, I didn't notice here, Ceres has come into an opposition with Pluto. Or Pallas Athena, excuse me, not Ceres, Pallas Athena. So Pallas Athena, you know, brilliant ideas for change. Getting down to the practical, okay, well, what are we going to do about it? We can talk till we're blue in the face. We can, you know, argue till the cows come home, all this stuff. But what are we actually going to do about it? Let's make a plan. Let's do something new and innovative to make long-term, real changes. You know, that's what the Pluto energy wants, to make long-term changes. And it's coming to the end of its tenure in Capricorn. So when they get to that ending, they really want to make their point. You know, it's almost like a politician who's, you know, his last days in office, like the presidents say, they're going to make all these appointments and you know, do all this stuff, you know, give people clemency or whatever they're going to do. You know, they make their big final thing on the way out the door, and that's kind of what the planets do too, you know. And by the way, and this is election day, and this is election day, and in the United States, and you know, we got this Scorpio stuff, which is reproductive organs. So there's that kind of, that's definitely in the air here, you know, in the cosmos, in the zeitgeist. It's out there. You know, the Chiron is here. The Chiron wants to move in and heal this stuff, but it's out of, you know, it's out of whack with that. It's not quite in the alignment that it needs to be. Again, it's this Aries energy, wanting to do, but getting stifled in some way. But maybe it's not about doing. Maybe it's just about expressing in the energy, like sitting in the energy. It's not, maybe it's not a time of that, you know. It's particularly because it's a full moon in Taurus, and Tauruses aren't the first one to jump up. I mean, they're very practical, slow and steady wins the race. Let's make a plan, let's stay calm. They're very grounded, they're like a rock, you know, they're very salt of the earth kind of vibe. So maybe that is the air to the side of the Taurian energy during this little bit of turbulence that we're going to be dealing with here. We're right in the middle. I'm recording this. We're right in the middle of it. I'm recording it right on Halloween, All Hallows Eve. So we're right in the middle of the two eclipses. I had some and with this Venus, wow, did I have a major breakthrough with the art stuff. I don't know if I can pull any of it up. I might be able to just pull it up on my phone. It's just this wild. It's blowing my mind. I've been doing this art stuff, and it is blowing my freaking mind, the shit that's coming out of it. Well, I'll just do it another time when I'm ready to reveal it, because I want to try to, I can definitely see it being a deck, but I want to maybe try to do these, it's like a soul, it's trippy, but I want to try to maybe offer them for people, for their own soul or spirit guide portrait thing, but it was just... it was blowing my freaking mind, these things that I gotta tell you, right? I gotta show you. After I'm talking about it, I can't just leave you guys hanging. I'll just give you a quick, I'll grab it on the phone real quick and pull it up, because I got another image over here I want to show you later. But yeah, I mean, that Venus thing, I really had a big breakthrough. And then, you know, at that point, I don't think the Uranus was even involved in that. I believe it was not. But man, because it's definitely like some otherworldly stuff going on here with this art thing, and that happened on that first eclipse when the Venus was involved. So if the Venus is involved again, maybe that'll be the maybe the universe will tell me which, what to do with them. Do I offer them as readings of some? I'd love to offer them as some sort of reading. I think this was the very first one. I hope you can see it. This was the very first one, and to me, there's like a shaman face in there, and all these creatures, and ET, I mean, and I have a lot, that ain't the only one. There's just, this one is really cool. It's like some Egyptian cat or something, I mean, so, that's what came in for me on that first eclipse. So here comes the second one. The Venus could bring that. If you are creative, and I know a lot of creative people do watch my channel, artists and musicians, maybe it could be with Taurus. Oh yeah, it could be totally a musical breakthrough. Maybe you could have some kind of big musical breakthrough, get some kind of download. So that was something that happened with me that was super positive, and I'm just like, thank you, universe, because that's my direction I'm going. I'm for sure that's it. I was shown with as far as a creative avenue. So hopefully that's going to be shown to you, a creative avenue, whether you're an artist or not, or a musician or not, or a poet, or ow, there goes my neck again, cracking away. Whatever, because we're always creating. We're creating with the universe. We're co-creating with the universe all the time. And these eclipses are open these portals for change, portals for growth, but the doorways will be open. Sometimes if you're fighting it, the doorway might open and the foot might just kick your butt right out the doorway. It could manifest in that way, but that's only if you're resisting. If you're open, if you're like, hey, I'm just like, wow, show me more. I want to do this. If you're open and you're asking, what's my next step? Because I've definitely been asking, what's my next step for a little while here now. And, the universe may just surprise you. The universe may just reveal something kind of profound, even if it's not going to impact other people, or you won't show it on a video on YouTube, but it could be really profound, in your own life, and in your own soul growth, and in your own soul journey, and in your own self-actualization and self-realization and soul expansion and soul, this is cool shit. Just to be real blunt there, it's some cool shit. And think of it that way. Get into, because Uranus energy is, and Mars in Gemini retrograding and squaring with the Neptune. This could be this anxiety. This could be the anxious mind, is what the guides are saying. This can be the anxious mind. So, when you get, I knew this forever from going on stage. There's the excitement, nervous and excitement is the same vibe. Switched around a little bit. Because, I always did, especially big crowds, and I get a little stage fright before you go on stage, but then you're just like, oh, this is, turn it into this, oh, this is so cool, I get to play at this, do this thing, or whatever, and turn it into excitement. And it's really almost identical energy, if not the identical energy. So instead of going down that rabbit hole of anxiety, of fear, of worry, or I can't get this done right now, just be excited. Be excited for what's about to be revealed. Why does the universe want me to slow down right now? And just, what is it trying to show me? And it could be, it could be subtle. This 12th house Pisces stuff is not usually, it's not usually, I can't think of the word, but it's just subtle. It's, it's intuition. It's, if you have cause to pause, then pause. That's what the guides are saying. If you have cause to pause, pause. How many times in our day does something kind of catch our eye, or we hear something and it's, oh yeah, but I'm busy going, I gotta get this done. You just don't even give it a second thought. It comes in softly. It's like a whisper. It's a whisper in the wind. It's a tay in the wind. from that old movie. What was that? Tree in the Wind. Jodie Foster was in it. I can't think of it. And she was saying Tree in the Wind. I was out today channeling, and the colors are just gorgeous, and it is so peaceful. I jotted something down. I might as well just read it to you real quick. When I just got there, before I really started channeling, I said, as the last remnants of color descend to the ground, I feel at peace. And they definitely, step into that peace energy. Step into that, Pisces. Don't feel like, I feel like bogged down. It's just like my body says I need to rest. I need to turn off the monkey mind for a minute. And even if you don't meditate, even if you're not doing any kind of spiritual practice, just be in rest, be in peace, be in that space of receiving. Because this is very receptive. And the universe is broadcasting something at this full moon. We're definitely receiving, there's broadcasts coming. There's always broadcasts coming. The universe is always broadcasting. First video I ever put on YouTube, I think. And it is. But they're really amping up their signal. We're going to be able to catch that, catch that signal, catch that wave all the way to wherever, far away. So, for those who have an ear to listen, that's what the guides are coming through with, and that is the truth. For those who have an ear to listen, there's a major signal, a major download that's available. I don't know that you can really get the downloads, though, when you're rushing around and busy mind and worry, and go. And, you've got to get in that centered space in some way. Now, with the Pisces energy, I just saw somebody sitting in a bathtub. Maybe if you have a bathtub or a hot tub, sit in that water. Get in that water. Get in that, that receptive, fluid state. And, flashes of brilliance, major flashes of brilliance, major solutions to whatever you're grappling with. This isn't getting you anywhere, This Mars and Gemini, running over it again and again and again, replaying in your mind again and again and again, trying to solve it, looking up on the internet, chill, out, just slow your roll, stop, absorb the energy, be in flow with what the universe, instead of trying to push against, go against the flow, be in flow, be in receptive, be in receiving, receive that which you're seeking. You've asked. You've done the asking. Okay, they hear you. The universe hears you. The guides hear you. Your higher self hears you. Now listen. This is a time to listen. And you may be really shocked at how things can be ironed out in the blink of an eye. Or maybe how you were thinking about things the whole wrong way. Or maybe all you really had to do was just stop pushing for a second and just let the universe respond and do its thing. Opportunities to change your path will come up at this time. Make no mistake about it. That's for sure. Unexpected shifts and changes, turns in the, turnabouts in the life's direction and our paradigm. Expanding paradigms. It's deep. It's deep, man. Get out the boots. All right, everybody. Hey, I mentioned I do have the soul reading if you're interested in all this soul journey stuff and you want me to really dive into your chart and take a look. I do have that for the individual, and I also have the soulmate soul reading where I look at by wheel, 2 wheels, and it's a psychic reading. I mean, it's astrology, but it's really a lot more psychic than it is anything that you're going to find in a book anywhere. To me, it's just another tool that I use, or a scrying tool to get to your soul energy. And I am offering also the year ahead readings. If you want to look at some of the eclipses, if this one's hitting you big, and I'll talk about it, but we're really going into next year. We'll look at the eclipses and the astrology for next year, briefly, first, in your chart. There's quite a bit. We've got Pluto changing signs, we've got Saturn changing signs, we've got the nodes changing signs. So we'll discuss all that as it relates to your planetary placements. And then for the second part of the year ahead reading, I lay out 4 quarters of the year tarot spread, and we look at that. And then finally we do an animal totem, Always the most popular reading of the year, so if you think you might want to order it, you can get in now. It'll be available for a limited time. And later this week, I think it's supposed to be November 4th, but I might have screwed up on November 3rd. But for sure, by November 4th, the video is already ready to, have its instant preview on the 4th. I'm releasing my song, my Christmas song that I wrote, actually back in the 1980s. I wrote this song. I recorded it in the very early 2000s, maybe it was 2001 or something. I was never happy with that recording, so I slowed it down, I changed the key. It's much more in my range, my vocal range now. It was way out of my range before I was screeching on those high notes when it was in the other key. So yeah, and it's going to be out again. So if you enjoy holiday music, particularly Christmas music, it's a traditional Christmas song. I wrote this in the early 80s, maybe mid-late 80s. But it talks about, it's religious. It has Jesus and stuff in it, Jesus born on the day of whatever, It's a traditional, old school type of Christmas song. It's not really rock at all, It's traditional music. But, if you like Christmas music and in the holiday time, or if you have a Christmas holiday playlist, and you want to add it to your playlist, I would enjoy that so much, and I'd be so grateful. As I am grateful for all the things that you do by liking and sharing and subscribing, which of course is down in the bottom right corner. That lets YouTube know and lets me know that you do enjoy my content and you want to see more of it. I've got a lot of different things coming up in the new year, so please do subscribe and tune in. We're going to do more the channeling. I want to do some live stuff with the channeling, and I've got quite a few different things I'm going to be introducing in the next upcoming months or in early 2023. So if you want to hear about it, if it interests you in any way, hit that subscribe button, and then you'll be sure to find out about it. And also, know when I'm putting out the readings. So full moon and eclipse, what are we releasing? How can we harness the power of the full moon and eclipse to release something from our life? Purge. Now, I don't even like the word release. It was pointed out. We don't want to start saying that. I want to stop saying that. We all should stop saying it, because it's saying release. So if your lease is up in your apartment and you release it, it's like you're signing up for another round of it. So purge. Purge is a good word. What are we trying to purge? What are we trying to ascend out of and into? Where do we want to go? Because the portals are open. This is the time to, at least energetically or frequency-wise, get in that space and at least get a download or two or figure it all out. Get a message from the universe, from yourself. Ask and you shall receive. Okay, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Remember, you are love and beauty incarnate. Talk to you again soon.